Subscribe to Smartphone Tutorials by clicking on the subscribe button, and do remember to click on the notification bell icon to get instant notifications.
Hey guys, welcome to another video, and in today's video we are going to talk about the Xiaomi Poco F1. Now as you know, this is the phone that I'm using these days, and today's video is a little special because we are going to talk about the top 9 hidden features on the Pocophone F1. Now I have already unlocked the bootloader once in the past, but till now I have kept it on the locked one because today you are seeing the top hidden features and tomorrow you will have a full review of MIUI 10 based on Android Pie. How does it feel different compared to the previous Xiaomi devices that I've used? So that video should be coming out, and then, well, we will unlock the bootloader and dive into the world of custom ROMs. But for today, let's quickly have a look at the features which are hidden on the Poco F1, top 9 of them. But before we do that, do not forget to follow on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. At the same time, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a video. At the same time, here's a card to my second channel, that is Kratos390. Go ahead and check that channel out as well. Now, without further ado, hello awesome people, welcome to Smartphone Tutorials. Let's check out the features on Poco F1. Alright guys, welcome to another video, and yes, the Pocophone is in the house. I'm using this as my primary driver, daily driver, whatever you want to call it. And there are about 9 different features which are very distinct to this particular smartphone compared to the other Xiaomi devices that I have come across. Now let's go through them one by one real quick. Now this will be a really short video because I am itching to get this boy unlocked and flash some custom ROMs, because this is one of the very few devices, as I said, which have a IR camera for face unlock, and it works on custom ROMs as well. So that is how much Xiaomi is supporting the development for this bad boy. Now what you see over here, let me just show you some information on the software first. If you go to about phone, well, we are running MIUI Global Stable 10.2 and the official update name is 10.2.2, and it is running Android 9 Pie, of course. And if you see the build, it is PKQ1. So Samsung has not even bothered to try and give the build 2 of Pi, but Xiaomi, kudos to them. They are really keeping up with the promise of providing updates. First of all, let's go to security, because the first feature that we are talking about is gaming mode. If you scroll down, you will see something called as gaming speed booster or game speed booster. Now it is just like the OnePlus gaming mode, it is just named differently. You can add your favorite games over here, and if you go to settings, you have a host of options, and it really can change your gaming experience, and it can matter when it comes to that one final kin which can win you chicken dinner. Anyways, so game speed booster is something you need to enable, and in-game shortcuts is you can go ahead and have fixed shortcuts, or you can swipe to show, or you can do not show. Now you have network speed boost, which really is important for games like PUBG, because those are internet centric games, and connection priority, restrict background sync, and prevent switching networks. Now all these three, when they work together, they ensure that the highest priority of the internet connection of your phone goes to a game like PUBG maybe. Now you have an option to clear cache, answer calls hands-free. That means you can answer calls from the speaker directly if you're playing games and you get a call. You have something called as DND for notifications apart from calls, and you can turn off buttons. Well, these buttons can be turned off, and you can have fixed screen brightness. So this particular feature while gaming is really important, and the fact that Xiaomi have included this, well, kudos to them. Let's move on to the next feature. Now the second feature that we are going to talk about in the Xiaomi Pocophone is Google Lens. Now this phone is equipped with a camera which supports Google Lens as well. So if you bring a product in front of this, for example, you open the camera and you bring a product in front of it, and there you go, tap dot for results, it says. So you could just tap over here, and there you go. So this is basically a box for Xiaomi earphones. That's the Xiaomi Bullet 2, and it has detected that. So that's how Google Lens works, and it can be a lot of fun at times, as well as it can be very useful. So that was the second hidden feature, that Google Lens works just fine. One of the most neat features that I like is if you go to display and you see this raise to wake. So what that essentially does is, it is like OnePlus. So see, the phone is in your pocket, you raise it, it comes up, and face unlock works. So that's pretty neat. If you're lazy, if you don't even want to double tap, you just raise it and it unlocks looking at your face. There you go. And it's how fluent and how quick and how amazingly this works. There you go. once again, there you go. So yeah, raise to wake is another neat feature that works out of the box for the Xiaomi Pocophone, and it's really impressive with the way it works. Now the next feature, of course, is something, again, you know, I'm coming from Oxygen OS, so there'll be a lot of things that I was using in Oxygen OS and I might try to find in the Pocophone, and the pleasant surprise is that they are already there, so it is not at all disappointing. So the next feature that we're talking about is a part of the Xiaomi Poco launcher itself. If you swipe to the left twice, you will see that you have an option called hide app icons. You can go ahead and set a password and you can hide the apps over here. Now when you go ahead and hide these apps, they will not be visible in the stock app drawer, and that's really convenient. That means that is one less app that you have to download, along with all the, you know, nifty features that MIUI offers. That's dual apps and dual space and stuff like that. Well, you can hide apps in the Xiaomi Poco launcher itself. You just have to swipe to the right. Now another feature that we will talk about is not really a hidden feature, but it works really well. For example, if you don't want to use the full screen mode, which allows you to use gestures, and you are using these buttons, that is the soft keys at the bottom, well, what you can do is you can go ahead and enable the option called mirror buttons, because then you can switch the location of the button. Like, this is the recents, this is the home, and this is the back button. If you turn it off, it goes the other way around as well. So maybe you've used a Motorola or a different device in the past and you want to know, you know, how do I switch buttons and not use gestures? Well, this is it. This is a very nifty feature which works just fine. Now next up, moving on to one of the most amazing features that I have on the Xiaomi Pocophone is fonts. Now this is a very underrated feature, but for a very long time we all have been wanting to change our font without rooting the device or without installing any third party app and stuff like that. So when you go ahead and download a font from the theme store, it will ask you that it will reboot the phone. Now when you reboot the phone, you would notice that the phone reboots with the new font, and that is something really neat and really nifty. As you can see that the phone has rebooted and the font has completely changed. It has changed everywhere, like even in the settings menu the font has changed. In a normal scenario, when you've gone ahead and, you know, just maybe installed everything on your Pocophone and you're using it, if you go to the recents menu, you would see that it shows you recents like this, but then again it doesn't really show how much RAM is being used. So to do that, you need to go to home screen and recents, and then you need to go to home screen and you have this option called show memory status. Now if you go ahead and enable this, and you will see over here at the top it says 3.9 gigabytes use of 6 gigabytes. So I already had that enabled, but if you've got this disabled, it will not show you the memory of how much RAM is being used. So that is another trick using which you can check how much RAM is being used if you're playing a game. Most of the time 6 gigabytes is going to be more than enough for this particular phone, but yes, that is an option as well. Now another feature that we will talk about is in SIM cards and mobile networks. So the first thing that you need to enable is dual 4G. So it will allow you to use dual 4G voice over LTE capable SIM cards. And when you enable this particular feature, it says your device will connect to a mobile data network using the secondary SIM during an ongoing VoLTE calls. For example, I'm using Jio on the first SIM and Airtel on the second one. If I get a call on Jio, the internet might not work. In that case, it will switch to Airtel for internet. So yes, you need to have a data plan on both the SIM cards, but this works really well if you're talking to someone while playing games. At the same time, the last and bonus feature that I would like to share with you guys is, now you see that Wi-Fi is on, and if I go over here and I enable hotspot, you will see that hotspot has been enabled and Wi-Fi is enabled as well. So that is something which is really unique, and it is there on other MIUI devices. Yes, I agree, but it's a very useful and additional features, because even in the most high-end phones these days, if you enable hotspot, your Wi-Fi would go off. But with this Pocophone and a few other Xiaomi devices, it works perfectly fine out of the box, and that's really neat. Now apart from this, before we end this particular video, well, there are your usual Xiaomi features, like you have a ton of themes, a ton of customization, you have dual apps, then you have a lot of other things, like you can use full screen gestures, you can have app lock. So all those things are a part of MIUI and they are really there. For example, if you go to the camera. You have the AI camera mode which will detect the scene and stuff like that. So yeah, they will be covered in the official Android Pie review, which should be going live tomorrow. But for now, this was a quick look at the top 9 hidden features of the Xiaomi Pocophone. Let me know in the comment section, how do you like this video? I'm improving on the quality every single day, every single video, and I'm trying a lot of new things, like today's setup is different as well. So yeah, please like, share and comment, and let me know your feedback. At the same time, see you in the next one. This is Kailash signing off at Smartphone Tutorials. Keep smiling. Take care. Goodbye.